locked in for those top 4 spots. Whether or not where they finish 1, 2, 3, or 4 remains to be debated. But you look after that, Seward County, Independence, Cloud, and Butler all going into their evening's games with 8 losses. 8 wins. Butler had 7, but picked up a win earlier this afternoon, and they were able to advance their Jayhawk Conference record. So all these wins very, very important here for the Barton women and also the Barton men, who will be coming up here in a little bit. Earlier this afternoon, it was a big-time day here on the campus of Barton Community College, Hall of Fame Day, as Ray Seib and Caley Carter-Knudsen and also Joe Berger were all inducted into the 2016 Hall of Fame. So the ceremony was already over this afternoon. Great speeches once again this year, but they're also going to be recognizing those 3 new inductees here at halftime, or not at halftime, but in between games here between the women's and men's game, as we're going to go ahead and send it down, see if we can get our connection going here as Todd Moore is announcing some of the current Hall of Fame members and also the Cougar Booster Board down on the floor. But you talk about these 3, and Joe Berger, as he got the soccer team started back in 2001, the fall of 2001, and 5 years with the Cougars. He picked up 62 wins. He's now an assistant at Bradley University. Also, Caley Carter-Knudsen, one of the best athletes that Barton has ever seen here for the Cougars, as she played both volleyball and track and field, and played volleyball professionally overseas, and is now a head coach down in Louisiana. And Ray Seib, one of the best coaches for track and field here for the Barton men and women, as he really got the program started in the 1970s, and really at least the start of all those national championships. He was the head coach of 1976 to 1979, and he lives here in Barton County as well. We were able to talk with Ray Seib and Caley Carter-Knudsen earlier. We'll talk with Joe Berger at halftime. Right now, we're going to go ahead and send it down to Todd Moore, Sports Information Director and also PA announcer here at the Kirkman Center. Barton women won against Dodge City 62-57. We'll let you take in the Hall of Fame festivities here at the Kirkman Center this Saturday night.
Was the Hilltop Singers student group and arranged the school fight songs you hear during every home basketball game. JB was also our first golf coach, capturing Barton's first team conference championship. From serving as a board of trustee to continuing his assistance with the music and golf programs following his retirement, JB was and will forever be a lasting contributor to Barton Community College. We ask at this time you join us in a moment of silent reflection and celebration, sending thoughts to his wife Ivy, his son Mark, and daughter Denise and their families. Thank you. How about a big hand for JB, huh? What a great man. Gave us a lot. As JB was a huge contributor to Barton Community College athletics, tonight we celebrate 3 new inductees who contributed and continue to contribute to the legacy of Barton athletics. I encourage you, if you haven't done so already, to pick up a game program to view a summation of their achievements. In alphabetical order, our first inductee this evening is considered the godfather of Barton soccer, Mr. Joe Berger. Winning over 65% of all their games, Joe's Cougars set a standard still true today, winning over 80% of their conference games and dominating the Jayhawk. Winning 3 conference titles in 5 years, 2 regional titles, 2 final national rankings, and Barton Soccer's first national tournament berth, finishing 7th in only the program's 2nd year of existence. Earning 2 Coach of the Year honors, Joe produced 55 combined all-conference and all-region selections and 5 All-Americans. Moving on to the 4-year level in 2006, where he's currently an assistant coach at Bradley University, Joe has also served and led many levels of coaching associations and instructional levels, continuing to give back to the community. And just yesterday, Joe arrived early in Great Bend and spoke at a local grade school on what it takes to be successful in athletics and in life. Well, Joe, if today is any indication of you living by the words you preach, you're doing pretty well. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Berger. It's always a sense of bonus when seeing one of our local kids have success. This next young lady has and continues to do that. Please welcome to the floor 1999 Great Bend High School graduate, Caley Carter-Knudsen. When Caley left Great Bend, she stood either at the top or near the charts of top performances in both volleyball and track and field. In volleyball, her freshman season, she knocked down a single season third best kills. And as you can imagine, returning for her sophomore season, she surpassed that mark to finish her career with the top single season and career kills leader. An obvious two-time all-conference and all-region player, Caley helped lead the Lady Cougars to consecutive national tournament berths, winning 88% of all of their matches, with most of those losses coming against highly ranked opponents. Caley is officially inducted as a volleyball player, but easily could be inducted as a two-sport standout, as she achieved 5 All-American performances in the shot put and discus. Caley's performance helped the Lady Cougars to 4 national championships, 2 indoor and 2 outdoor, continuing a dominant streak of 8 consecutive years of national titles for the Barton women's track and field program. Playing volleyball professionally for 6 years in Europe, Caley racked up many awards while leading her teams to multiple championships. Returning to the States after her playing days, Caley has been in the coaching ranks, most recently the past 3 seasons at Centenary College of Louisiana. And by the way, if you have your Danish track and field record book handy, which I'm sure some of you do, you'll find Caley's name listed as the 2009 Danish national champion for the outdoor shot put. Ladies and gentlemen, Caley Carter-Knudsen. Speaking of being a godfather and speaking of track, our next inductee has both these characteristics. Please welcome to the floor former track and field head coach Ray Seib. Ray only led the track and field program during the 1976 to 79 seasons, but what he did in those 3 short years catapulted the program into the national spotlight. Establishing a successful program at Syracuse High School, Ray took what 2008 Hall of Fame inductee Jack Bowman started and multiplied it. An active and aggressive recruiter, Ray not only brought in more athletes, but was able to attract the top regional athletes to Great Bend. Some of those are actually here with us tonight. Each year, Ray's program made strides, leaving Barton in July of 1979 to pursue career and family interests. Unfortunately, Ray didn't get to fully experience the fruits of his labor that blossomed in the spring of 1980. Having recruited the entire 8-woman team, the Lady Cougars captured both the indoor and outdoor national titles, making school history with the first ever Team National Championship. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Seib. Before we give one final applause to our inductees, earlier I had mentioned that some of our former athletes of Coach Seib's are here in attendance. I know there are other former athletes who are connected to these 3 Hall of Fame inductees, so I would like to ask at this time if you would stand up be recognized. I know our soccer guys down there. Stand up. All former athletes that are here tied into these 3 Hall of Fame inductees, I want you to stand up. You are a part of the Hall of Fame inductees. You are part of Barton history. And from all of us, we're very thankful for your contributions and welcome you back home here at Barton. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and for one last time, let's hear it for the 2016 Barton Sports Hall of Fame class.
That was Todd Moore, Sports Information Director for Barton Community College, and also the PA announcer here for the games tonight in Great Bend, as inducting the 3 new faces into the Hall of Fame here at Barton Community College. Ceremony earlier this afternoon in Great Bend, and now getting honored in front of the crowd in between games. Here as the Barton women knocked off Dodge City 62-57. So again, congratulations going out to those 3 players and former coaches as well. Ray Seib from 19. Great career in a short time while he's here in GB, and also talking to him at halftime of the women's game. He just kind of it was not necessarily forced out, but he just wanted to pursue some other things as far as job-wise was concerned, and still kept coaching his daughter and also his son, and they still live here in Barton County in Hoisington. So Ray Seib, still a very influential person here amongst track and fieldsters out there, and he had a great influence here on Barton Community College when he was here in the late 70s and really started to get the ball rolling on all those national championships that came in for track and field, both indoor and also outdoor. Caley Carter-Knudsen, the 2-sport star at Barton, she excelled in volleyball and also track and field, and found out earlier this afternoon that she also got put into the fire a little bit playing some basketball. A great standout athlete from Great Bend, and she went on to stay here in GB, played at Barton for a couple of years, and played volleyball and track. Then her sophomore year, they had some injuries to some of their post